Good morning, happy Friday. Anyone know that song? Good morning, good morning. Oh, we love that one, especially today. It's very overcast, clouds as you can see. Heaps of birds flying around. I've seen heaps already. As usual, there's a magpie outside my house every morning, just sitting there, hanging out, just hanging around, as what's his name would say. What was it? Beetlejuice. Oh boy. So we're headed there. I'm not going to carry on about the traffic this time. Let it speak for itself. It's 6:30. It's Friday. We're heading in for the last go of the week. Last bite of the apple, as they say, or whatever. I slow up here because sometimes there's a camera inside a car just under this hill, but he's not here now. Here's a couple of crows. Waiting for some roadkill, I guess, or looking for some. Last roundabout. I'll hit the freeway soon. Won't be long. Couple more crows. Seems to be the job of these crows to hang out by the side of the road, one each side. I'd say they're hedging their bets each way, which way the roadkill will land, or where it might be still. They never fixed this road properly in their whole lives. They left it lumpy. Each and every time they fixed this road, they made it worse each time. And it didn't take long for a truck to come and dig the asphalt out, just with by virtue of being so big and heavy. Maybe dragging over it, hitting his brakes, of course, which a lot of the trucks need to do here because of the rampant driver behavior, the panic that people have when they feel boxed in, that they can't change lanes. They seem to get closer to other people rather than back off, find some room and get out of there. No, they squish even closer. Can you imagine, like, some people, how they'd be in a shipwreck or in a sinking ship? Say some people would like really cling on to others in a kind of way of saving themselves, but no, that's not really the way to survive yourself or someone else. Like, would you depend on someone else to be able to float so that you can float? No, I think you better float. Forget about hanging on to someone. That's all right. Yeah, see, look, I just find safety, really. I don't give a shit about anything. I'll just find safety for myself, and other people can find theirs. If they find their safety close to others, good, go find it. But I don't believe in crowding anyone, stepping to people, confronting anyone for no reason, especially not for any egoistic one. I don't care, whatever. This is scheduled to go on later. I don't even care. I just filmed this really just to show nothing to hide. This is what I do. I go to work, average person. Do what I have to. Sure, sit on the YouTube a lot. I don't believe anyone has a claim on it to say you don't belong here or we belong here and you don't. No, I don't believe that. It's an open thing. It's a public thing. You want to post, you post. I don't care. I don't care even if you advertise. I really don't care. You can spruik whatever you want, as long as it's within the guidelines. Yeah, that's all. Whatever the guidelines are, don't deceive anyone. Yeah, I'm not purporting to be anyone that that you should listen to. You don't have to. And all these people who send me the WTF all the time and go, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. Okay, well, good. That, what do you want for free? What do you want for free? Are you paying for premium content? No, this isn't. You want that, you go to Netflix, you go to Amazon, you do your thing and you pay your money. You get what you want, yeah? But if you're just scrolling through looking for someone to hate on, yeah, all right, give it to me. I don't care. Give it to me. Actually, give it to me. You wanna swing punches, do it. Like I always say that if someone wants to swing punches at me, let them. I'll say, yeah, go ahead. But make sure you do your best, because like if I get up again, that's going to be a different scene. So if you're going to take me out, do it. Hurry up. Don't beat around the bush. Said hi, SCP. How you going, SCP? What's going on? I can't really see very well, but I saw that. Thank you. Look, I appreciate whoever's listening. I don't mind. I believe this helps. You watch someone drive to work, do their average thing, and figure out what an average person does. That's me, average person. Here I am on the M79 Calder Freeway, sitting behind a few trucks up ahead, doing 100 and what, 100 and something, 101. 110's the limit, fair enough, I don't care. If I do 110, I'm going to touch someone, so because they don't dare do any more than that themselves. So if you tail someone doing the speed limit, good luck to you, because they're in their rights to hit the brakes. And if you're up their ass, well, sorry, mate. Like, you're just about to get up there properly. Here's the slow down part. This is my favorite bit. Here's a bike rider. You can barely see him. Do you see him? Little red light there. Shit, you wouldn't want to get into that lane too soon. Yeah, that's when it happens. Someone turning off real quick, doesn't see him. But, he's got his light on. Fair enough. Black shorts. We can see you very well. I never expect people to be watching anytime. I read the thing, it says, when your people are online, whatever that means. It's usually when I'm supposed to be asleep, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sort of thing, when obviously I'm not supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be awake all night long. And if I were awake all night long, I wouldn't have much of a productive day today, would I? So, look, I put through a lot of things, sometimes schedule them to drop through the night, but look, I make them throughout when I can. I haven't got really a sense of where it's going. There's no real order to it. I'll come up with a remix here and there of a different thing. Look, I mainly follow some of my besties who do some really cool stuff, and I wish I could talk a bit about them, but I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say. So I'd never spruik others without sort of their permission, that's why I'd never advertise myself, even though I got some experience in that. I'm not going to go there. I'm not interested in making people buy things. That's the last thing I'd encourage. Like, if you're a person with a family and commitments yourself, I'd never ask you to throw me anything. Don't even throw me a bone. Like, I believe you need it. Everyone needs the money they got. That's what I think. Like, I don't believe anyone should forego what they have, forsake their own survival to help someone else when they can't help themselves by doing that. Like, so I'd never say I could help someone when I really can't. I'd offer to say, can I try to help, but not yeah, I can sell this, I got this, I totally know what I'm doing. hand me the bag, I'll sell it for you. No, that's not what I'm about. I'm not about conning people into handing me over anything. I don't want it. In fact, on the day you come handing me something, I'd wonder why, what I'd have to do to deserve it. So I like to think I'm humble. I know my voice doesn't sound very humble. I've listened to it too. It's pretty bad. I don't like the way I sound too much, and to be honest, I don't much like the way I look either. So yeah, I'll be honest. With self-loathing at its peak these days, I'm never going to come across as some sort of cool, calm, collected person who really has it all together. I don't. Maybe I'm a hack. I try things. I do different things. Go places I haven't been. Check out things. I do that actually, but I don't film it all. Right? I don't have permission. I'm not going to trespass and do that kind of thing and enter onto Crown land to discover whatever. Like, I'm not that much of a scrounger, you know, that I would trespass anywhere to do anything. Definitely wouldn't step to people generally, unless I was truly in my heart ready to do something for them beyond myself. I don't want a thing. In fact, the last time I sat down with my boss, I told him I wanted a pay cut, not a pay rise, pay cut, because this lack of efficiency is telling me we're on a sinking ship. There's no way you can afford to pay people and make them turn a profit, as well as having it a safe place to be. Nah, I don't think so. You can't be juggling all that at the same time as whatever other commitments you've got beyond the work. You know, he's a family man too. I'm not going to assume every dollar he makes goes to us. That's bull. If you think your boss is there to shell out, empty his pockets to you, working for him, no. He's taking the lion's share. That's fine. He's supposed to. He's taking the risk, isn't he? He's investing in a business paying rent. I'm the guest employee, able to do my job, do it best I can. I'd say the standards are pretty shit, but I'm not going to complain. In fact, I'm not going to ask for a pay rise ever. More the opposite. Like, let me off the hook a little bit for the money you're paying me. I ought not to care, right? I ought not to care as much as I do about whether the ship is afloat. Really. Because look, the proprietor, the owner, the let's call it the head person of the company, who, wherever it might be, you know, he's taking a risk, isn't he, with his money? And you've got to respect some of that. Like, for anyone to put, say, hundreds of thousands of dollars down to say, yes, I could turn a profit using this money. You know, let's say I've never been that good. Like, what money I had, I did something with, but I won't say I managed to turn an ongoing profit or trade out of it. Like, I would have done a few trades in my life, and each one was different to another. Some paid off better than others, and yeah, I'm still here to talk about it, but the details don't matter. You know, you do something, you buy things, buy houses, buy cars, I don't know what you do, but you do things, right? You invest in stuff, you get an education, you learn a few things that might help you. Sit down and read some books about interview skills, or how to get the most out of your relationships, or how to ask good questions. These are all good things to learn. I won't say each thing paid off. I will say that as an aggregate, cumulatively, all these efforts amounted to a skill set maybe that a person can say they have or are able to employ themselves. I don't believe every person has every skill there is. Obviously, that's not possible. If you look at nature, you see the varying abilities of different animals, different species, different age of species, different geographic factors. You would never be able to compare one person to another properly unless they were pretty much a clone of themselves, and you compare the two trajectories of the clones in the exact same environment at the exact same time, which obviously can't happen. Two bodies can't coexist in the exact same space. There's always two, or let's say more than one. Squeezing up a bit here. Just doing 60, eh? Whatever. 58. Here's the part. If you happen to be someone who bites their nails, I'm sorry. I tend to do that nervously sometimes. Just here on the bridge, many cars have gone off the edge of this. Like, it's very high. It's a very deep chasm under there, and you're pretty much effed. In fact, someone I used to work with ended things just here. But he was on foot. He wasn't in a car. He actively came here to jump. Not here, somewhere similar to this. It's along the way. I don't like to point it out myself, but yeah, he jumped. Don't know why. Don't know why. He was young, eh? He decided he was done. He was only about 20, 21 maybe. He made a stack of money, by the way. I don't know how he did that. He was very clever, this guy. I won't say his name, but no, I'd say he was tortured somewhat by something. I'm not sure why. I think he had a relationship problem. He lost his girl, something like that. Yeah, he made a stack of money, but I believe he didn't find any meaning in that. Perhaps he'd felt like he'd lost hope or something, which I'm sad about. You know, he was a good guy, and I've known a few. I mean, it's good to think back and remember people who are gone, you know, sometimes, because, like, there's no other way to bring them back sometimes. Like, I'm starting to lose count, actually. Sadly, I'm losing count of the amount of people who've gone and decided to close the book on themselves and said that's enough. I don't believe in that. I've always thought, if you want to end things, don't. Like, fight yourself on that. Don't give in to your, I don't know, impulse there, your impulse to want to end things, you must wait it out. If you really desperately feel you got to do something, maybe that's the time not to, and to really take a deep breath there, wait a few days, don't do anything, right? Don't ever end things badly when there's a chance you can just walk away and make things better later. There's always a way, because tomorrow will be a different day. It won't be the same day. You can count on tomorrow being different to today, but you must have the strength to get there. If you say today has done me over and I'm done and I don't want it tomorrow, that's the danger. When you say you don't want something that hasn't happened and you don't know what it is yet, you can't possibly know what tomorrow will bring you. Tomorrow may bring you anything you want, but you must get through this day to get to tomorrow. Like, let's hope this guy doesn't change his mind here. Here's the splitter, you'll see it better. Right here, there's a massive chunk of concrete sitting in between these lanes. Have a look. Bam, you see that? If you change your mind there, you're effed. And of course, some people do. They're in a great hurry to change their mind at the last second. I wouldn't do that. If you're in a great hurry, don't change your mind. Be in a hurry, but make sure you get there. It's a bit like if you're gonna swing properly. Don't bother swinging that golf club and missing the ball. Like, I think you better practice that swing before you put down that ball. In other words, I'd never walk around with any kind of thing that may be no good. I don't believe in carrying anything that will endanger me or anyone else. So, apart from sitting in my car, which is a portable rocket in itself, I'm mindful of the fact that I'm a solid object. If I collide with something, there will be damage somewhere. So I'd avoid such damage. I wouldn't take that risk that, I could get damaged, but I'm in a hurry. Nah, you're either in a hurry or you're in fear of being damaged. There's different if you've got a clear run. Like here, I'm braking it a bit here, but look, I can. There's no reason. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not up anyone. But I've got someone who's tailing in the middle. He's wondering whether he should pass me or not. You know, I reckon he should pass me. He's made that decision by sitting there, right? Here we go. See you later. That's great. He's gone and someone else saw him coming and jumped out in front of him. That always happens. Don't ever make an obvious plan. Someone's going to foil it. If you plan to change lanes, don't make it obvious. Do it when it's safe to do, but don't make it obvious around others. They're obviously going to try and get in first once they realize what you want. They want, okay? Monkey see, monkey do. They see you doing something, they want it. They want it, not you. They want to eat that food you got. That's why, I know I broached this topic earlier in one of my faceless ones, but I said, like, eating around people I don't know is kind of weird. I don't mind sharing food with people that I know, that I've been acquainted with, that are maybe introduced to me. That's fine. If you're a guest of a friend, okay, I fully will respect and be able to, try to be as normal as I can. Gracious, exercising guest friendship, offering, saying, would you like a drink? Would you like something to eat? We have this snack here. Would you like some? You know, let me know. Would you like coffee or tea or hot chocolate? You know, cold drink, glass of water, soda water, anything. You know, look, I believe in when you're offering, do not offer with a closed fist, like as in this is what I've got for you. Don't be like that. I'd never say, look, I've made spaghetti for you, eat it. No, I'd say, look, I've made some spaghetti. There's heaps. Would you like some? But that's not all I've got to offer. It's just what I'm offering right now. It's not, hey, take this spaghetti. Now, hey, can you drive me to the bottle shop? No. Sorry, I don't want the spaghetti and I'm not driving you anywhere because I could see this whole thing's been a setup that I don't want any part of it. And yeah, some people may be like inebriated and drunk and they need a lift somewhere. I get that, but I don't believe in groveling and begging. I don't think anyone should. It's kind of shameful to grovel, yeah, to really want, to be in such need. It's almost, I don't know, it's pitiful. It's pitiful to be in such need and have that need. Nearly there. There's the city there. Nearly there. Nearly there. Anyway, we're deep into it. Nearly 30 minutes in. This is long. I mean, look, no one's going to really watch it. I know. I mean, unless you're interested in what the road looked like here. Some of my story, I don't know. Shout out, how about a shout out? No one's gonna listen this deep in. Shout out, Bella Lyceum, one of my favorite people on YouTube. I believe through my connection to Belle, a lot of things have been possible that have not been possible before. Really opened up my eyes to some things, and I experienced a big change in a lot of my things, like my outlook, politics, my relationships changed a lot, all in a good way, what I'd call progressive towards a better outlook. I'd say I had a darker, more bleaker outlook before, and it's hard to believe I'm more positive today than I was before, but I am. Even though you may say I sound a bit like someone who got issues or depressed or something. Yeah, I've had my ups and downs, and there's been some hard times. There's been some depression. There's been some loss. There's been some agony and grief. There's been times when, yeah, even I succumbed to the idea of ending it, but I didn't. And I highly recommend you don't end things. Not in that way, not impulsively, and in a rash way, saying like I'm done, kind of with everything. I wouldn't go there really. I think we should fear that, because you're going to leave a mess. I don't want to leave a mess behind for anyone. Scar them, traumatize them. you imagine someone finding your body, you know, the day after you've decided what you're going to do and you've done it? Can you imagine that someone, the person you love, will find you? That's going to hurt. It's going to hurt them a lot. They're almost going to love you and hate you equally as much for what you've done. Don't believe in that. It's different if you're unwell, and you're very, very unwell. In fact, you're hardly going to make it unless. That's different. But if you have all your wits about you and all your arms and legs and your willpower, you know, you've got that, and that means you got to hold on. Just hold on. Don't lose hope. There, hanging right here, jumping off. Not going that way, not going southeast, not today, not likely ever, but yes, going the other way. We've travelled southeast as far as we want to. Now it's all northwest from here on the turn back, which I haven't turned back yet. Headed there, around the big hairpin, and the bow and ribbon here. There's the Vegemite. See that? Take it easy here, people squeeze in. Oh, no one there. Sometimes they are. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you all. See you guys later on. God bless.